Well, good morning world. It's a beautiful day in the Rat Rod Garage, and we're going to replace the rear axle bearing today. The bearing came, it's this old beauty right here. It came in this lovely old green box with this lovely old set of written instructions. This is what you call new old stock. 57 Ford rear end. Wouldn't be surprised if that bearing wasn't just about that old. The first thing I did was I took this little funky tool right here and I ran it along the race, and I ran it along the outside of the bearing just to make sure that the new one was the same size, and it is. Everything's looking good as far as that goes. The way these were made to be replaced is that you'd get you a 20-ton press and you'd press the old bearing off, press the new bearing on there. Somebody said that they replaced them by taking a cutting wheel on a grinder and grinding the outside race off the bearing, and then cutting this inner piece, and then cutting it and kind of chiseling it off there. And I can see where that would work. To be honest with you, when this rear end was made, they didn't have the kind of hand grinders that we have today. The first hand grinder I ever saw, I think, was probably back in the 60s. It seemed like it weighed about 40 pounds, and you had to glue a piece of sandpaper onto a rubber disc. And it was real good at cutting a hole through a fender. You go to grind on a fender and the thing was so heavy you couldn't hardly control it, and you wear a fender right out. Nowadays we got these neat little Makita grinders with neat little cutting wheels that you buy in the hardware store, and I can see, yeah, I could probably do just that. So I think I will, because I'll probably want to do the other one too, and it'd be a lot nicer to do it myself than haul it off to the try to find a mechanic who's got a 20-ton press and knows how to use it. So I figured I'd just work on that today, see if I can just get that in place there. And another thing I'll mention, somebody said I should heat this bearing up. Well, this bearing has the bearings are inside here, and it's a sealed case with like a nylon or a rubber seal on both sides. So somebody said put that on a hot stove and warm it up, but I'd be afraid to warm it up too much. I'd be afraid I'd cook the rubber seal out of there. So I don't know, I think I'll probably avoid that, although I might warm it up a little. Another thought I had, if I have trouble getting it on there, is cooling that, maybe icing down the shaft and warming this up a little bit. But we'll see what we need to do to get it to go on there. I expect I can figure it out. Anyway, that's what I'm going to be up to this morning.